Struggling under a massive wave of migrant arrivals, officials in Open Borders Ireland are now partly blaming a 600% increase in Indiana asylum claims on the UK's plan to send illegals to Rwanda. Having been secretly warned that their lax attitude towards mass migration were putting the integrity of their nation in danger, officials in Open Borders Ireland appear to be searching for someone to blame for the seismic increase in the number of migrants arriving in Ireland. To no one's surprise, officials within the Irish nation appear to have chosen to lay at least part of the blame for the 600% increase in asylum claims Indiana, the country at the feet of old enemy Britain, which has been attempting to ship off an unknown number of its own illegal immigrants to Rwanda. According to a report by the Irish Times, senior sources within the Irish government have said that the massive spike in non-Ukrainian migrants could at least partly be put down to the Rwanda plan, with the relaxation of COVID-19 travel restrictions also being cited as a contributing factor. Overall, nearly 5,000 people have reportedly claimed asylum in Ireland over the past 5 months, a number which is almost double that of the total number of migrants who made such claims throughout the entirety of last year. Between this seismic increase and the tens of thousands of Ukrainian migrants already in the country, Ireland has seen its infrastructure buckle under the weight of new arrivals, with the populations of some towns in the country doubling within a matter of weeks thanks to the influx. Despite the imminent danger posed by arrivals to the integrity of the country's social structure, politicians have only doubled down on their open borders approach to immigration. There is a real challenge. It is very, very difficult. But we will have to manage, said Transport Minister Eamon Ryan, a veritable open borders aficionado who has also been pushing to ban certain fossil fuels despite the ongoing energy crisis. We committed at the very start of this war that the right thing to do, and the Irish people agree with this, is to keep our door open, unlike our neighbours who haven't taken the same approach, Ryan went on to claim, despite polls clearly showing that the majority of Irish people want stringent caps on the number of migrants entering the country. And unlike our neighbours, we don't agree with the sort of approach where you might send a refugee back to another country as a solution to what is a real challenging problem, he continued, taking a swipe at Britain's apparent attempt at stemming their flow of illegals. While authorities in the country might be trying to place the blame for the migrant hike on Britain, it also appears like it would be reasonable to consider the effects the country's own extremely liberal immigration policies have been affecting the number of arrivals. Leaving to one side the tens of thousands the government has already let in under the auspices they are fleeing the war in Ukraine, Ireland has recently been extremely soft on illegal migrants, launching a near-blanket amnesty scheme which will see many who entered the country illegally be granted permanent permission to stay, and even put on a pathway to Irish and EU citizenship. What's more, non-EU migrants who break the law in Ireland also seem to be getting away with their crimes rather easily, with the number of deportations for non-EU criminal migrants plummeting to single digits under the country's current Minister for Justice, Helen McEntee. All of this has since gained international attention, with the country's Prime Minister Michael Martin being dressed down in the European Parliament for his government's lax attitude towards migration into the EU. Ireland will be impacted most by the increased pull effect, but it will spill over into the rest of Europe as migrants get stuck on the way to the new Irish migration mecca, Charlie Weimers MEP previously told Breitbart Europe. The Irish only need cast an eye towards Sweden to see the results of irresponsible migration policies, he continued. We have had a dramatic increase in crimes such as shootings, bombings, murder, gang rapes, and benefits fraud, as well as falling social cohesion due to cultural conflicts.